Very good afternoon. Uh, I think all the materials related to competitive exams like your GATE, IAS, and ISRO related to information theory and coding are very helpful to you. I think you have gone through it overall, and you have came to know that so many different types of formulas, so many different types of concepts that will be used for your betterment and to build up the logic that how easily we can solve a complex problem, right? And we have already covered the most of the section, most of the questions that may come in your GATE exam, because this is that type of exam that you should be concentrated from the second year onwards. I think, in my prospective view, I think from the second year you should concentrate if you want to crack your GATE exam for your higher studies and or any PSU exams or anything. I think you should be concentrated and you should be focused on that. And for that purpose, in my subject is a very small numbers are there, but they're easy and you can easily solve the problem that I have already discussed with you, and I have shared with you two practice sets already. And today I will teach you some little bit different, and not only different because this concept is used in your coding theory from the very first day, because without this concept you will be unable to get understand anything related to your random variable concept. Because why we will focus on this random variable? Because the random variable means we have already nurtured with error, right? We have came to know that single error correcting code, multiple error correcting code, how to detect the error, correct the error. So error, so this is the word, right? And this error has a very much impact on the information that is transmitted through your channel, right? Because this is one and only thing that can deviate your information, because if it is binary information, then 0 may become 1 or 1 may become 0, right? So a little bit change in the information will violate the everything, right? And to detect the error, there should be set up at the receiver section, at the decoder section, so that we can easily get the error free information, right? Okay, so we have already focused on this term, that is within quote, that is error. Okay, and today I will concentrate on, I will teach you, not only concentrate, I will teach you some important parameters related to your information and coding theory, because this concept is very much useful in your coding theory, not only coding theory but also in your communication. Maybe it's analog communication, maybe it's digital communication, maybe it's a wireless communication, right? So uh, here we will discuss the term that is mean, mode, standard deviation, and in terms of their PDF, CDF, I think these terms are well known to you, because this is a probability density function, cumulative density functions, every very much more terms are there related to these probability distributions. But in your field, for information and coding theory, only these related information is very much required, right? And this concept is also needed to crack your GATE exam. Not only GATE exam, any competitive exam, any technical competitive exam, any PSU is very much important with this concept, because probability theory is the main part that is being going in a research area in a very broader way. And if you don't have any concept related to this parameter, you will be unable to analysis any random variable, right? Okay, so I will come to my point for discussing these the parameters. But before that, I must say that why we will study this random variable, where is the need, what is my objective, and with the concept of this random variable, what are the way out that we can follow to solve our problem, right? Okay, so answer is that your information in coding theory already you have came to know after so many learning, so many completion of the modules from the beginning of your coding to the convolution code, that error is an important parameter that can change your information, right? And we can't predict previously that the presence of any error, because the error may occur anytime, right? So its presence is random in nature. So we can treat it as a random variable, right? So any random variable, is there any mathematical structure, is there any mathematical expression, is there any mathematical way out to analyze the random variable? The answer is yes, there are very much way out to analysis your random variable, to analysis your noise function, by using, obviously the answer is probability theory, right? And from the very first day I told you that the probability theory has a very much impact in your information and coding theory, right? And one more thing, those people who had your elective subject in 11 and 12 as a statistics, so those people, those guys have a very good knowledge of these mean variance, standard deviations, and PDF, CDF, and everything, right? Because in statistics, these parameters play a very important role for analysis any random variable, right? And today we are going through the era that belongs to your data science, that belongs to your machine learning, right? So we are dealing with some data, right? We are dealing with various types of data and their occurrence, their presence, and their processing. All these can be done by using the probability theory. But before going that, we must know the very basic thing, and based on that the total probability theory is happening, right? Okay, so first I will tell you the concept of mean, variance, standard deviations, and with some example, with some graphical representations, I think it will be helpful to you, right? And in your digital communication, there is a chapter that is your density function, that is a random variable. I think you're either in DSP or in digital communication, in any subject, there is a very important chapter that is random variable, and in that chapter you will come to know the concept of PDF, the concept of CDF, the concept of expected value, the concept of mean, median, mode, standard deviations, how we can calculate that, how we can implement that for analysis the random variable. Everything are there. So for more knowledge, you can go through the book and this chapter for implementing the concept that we are that today I am going to teach you, right? Okay, so let's start. First I will start a very basic thing, a very simple thing, not very basic thing, a very simple thing, that is mean, right? Because this is average, because we have already came to know the average value, right? And where we can implement it already, it's your calculating the entropy. And we have came to know the various questions that may come in your GATE examinations. We have already analyzed such type of questions, that the tricks are given in a different way, but behind that we have to calculate only the average information, and average information is nothing but the entropy calculations, right? Okay, so I can write down in such a way right. Okay, so I think it's visible now. What do you mean by mean, right? So mean is nothing but the term you will come to know, and we have already you have already came to know the term, that is, it is the expectation or the expected value of what? Of random variable, obviously random variable, because we are dealing with random variable, right? So these expectation or expected value. What is that? Because you have already came to know the formula, that is e of x squared, right? So what is this expected value? Because if we are dealing with a large amount of data, then we can concentrate on his expected value, we can concentrate on his average information, right? And due to this, we can easily calculate the important parameters related to that. Okay, so mean or average value is nothing but the expected value, right? So this is the new term you have come to know, that is the expected value, and you have already calculated it. And mu is the mean is defined as the parameter mu, right? And what is the mathematical expression of mu? This is nothing but e of x, right? Because there are so much mathematics related to these mean, mode, standard deviation. So much mathematics are there that probably may come in your GATE examination, because from the mathematics means the normal maths 2, maths 3 that you have already covered in your previous semester, the probability is a very important part, and from digital communication is very much important chapter, and from this chapter the mathematics are coming. And if you go for further go your higher studies, so please see, then you will see that the so many chapters are there that will be dealt only with this probability theory, and to nurture with that chapters, the concept of probability theory is so much important. Everywhere we will see the what is the mean value, what is the standard deviation, and what is that, what is this. So you should have the knowledge of that, right? Okay, so mu equal to e of x, and what is x? X is nothing but your random variable, right? Okay, so here I must say the two types, right? So what are the types? Because these this is this formula can be applicable for your continuous random variable and also your discrete random variable, right? So if you have an analog signal that you have, I think already you have came to know in your PCM, that is pulse code modulation, right? Pulse code modulation means the analog to digital converter, and in that system you have already come to know the term that is regenerative repeater. I think it's true, right? You have already came to know the term that is regenerative repeater. And what is regenerative repeater and where it is installed? It is installed in the channel, because whenever this signal is passing through the channel, there may be some noise, and some signal can be deviated, right? So regenerative repeater is such a device that is installed in the channel to shape the pulse, means to remove the noise. And for that purpose the various techniques are there, but I will concentrate only the key points, that is the how can the analog signal can be deviated, and if there is a digital signal is nothing but 1 0. So anything 1 can be converted to 0, or 0 can be converted to 1. So for this case, this is your continuous case and this is your discrete case, right? So whenever we will analysis anything, we will analysis this in terms of two types of view. One is continuous random variable and one is your discrete random variable. And if it is discrete random variable, discrete means the discretization means 0 1 2 3 form, right? A data set, nothing but, so this is nothing but the summation, right? So what will be your summation? So if it is in discrete form, right, this is the most important point. If it is discrete random variable, then the formula will be I equal to 1 to n, because the number of samples are there, n number of samples, 1 to n number of samples, that will be added and divided by the total number of samples, right? And what will be the formula? Because the formula will be, there is a random variable and there is a probability of occurrence. So if there are x number of variables, and that is x1 x2, and their probability of occurrence, if we think that is p1 p2, right? So what will be your expected value? That is xi into pi divided by ni. Ni means the total number of random variable. So what will be this? And this will be the nothing but xi into pi, right? And if you have the number of samples, then it will be divided by n. So in this way, you can easily calculate the mean value for discrete random variable, right? But if it is continuous random variable, because in my day before, and few days before, I recorded some lecture, and that in that lecture I told that that most of the signals are analog in nature, right? But we have to convert it in a digital form for our better for our advantageous way, and in that way we can analysis it more. So any analog signal can be converted to your digital signal, because most of the signal are analog in nature, right? But analog in nature means, is there any way to analyze them? Yes. Is there any, there are more ways to analyze the analog signal if the noise is affected, right? Because for that purpose you have already covered the chapter that is noise, right? Noise in your analog communication part, and for that purpose, from that perspective view, you can easily calculate the mean value of the noise, analog noise, right? So how can we do that? If it is continuous random variable, because for both case the formula will be different. If it is continuous random variable, then continuous random variable means this summation will be the integration, right? So integration minus infinity to plus infinity, right? X into fx dx, right? And what is your fx? Fx is nothing but pdf. Pdf means probability density function. Probability density function, because if we draw the distribution curve, I will come to the point before that. If we draw the distribution curve, we can define some region where the where the variables are distributed, right? So these the to in order to define the region where the most of the variables are distributed by in terms of your probability distribution function or probability density function, right? So this is a very important formula for calculating the mean value for continuous random variable. And this is the discrete random variable. This is nothing but discretization nature, that all the samples will be added and divided by the number of samples, right? Okay. Next, I will come to the point that is mostly useful, that is your variance. And you have already come to know that variance is defined by sigma square. Why it is sigma square? Because the variance means a deviation. This type of signal, how the signal is deviated, and this variance cannot be negative. So that's why this is always in square value. This is cannot be negative, right? We can define the region, we can define the deviation region, right? কতটা vary করছে from the first point to last point, right? Okay, so what is your sigma square? And the formula is E of x minus mu. So what is your x? X is nothing but the random variable, and mu is nothing but the mean value. So if we know the mean value, so we can easily calculate the variations from the actual value, right? And this is your ultimate formula. Or in a very simple way, you can easily calculate that this is nothing but, if you know the probability, it will be nothing but for discrete random variable, the same thing, that is xi minus mu whole square into pi, right? Okay, because the probability will be multiplied, because all random variables have some occurrence value, have some probability of occurrence, so that value can be multiplied with this your variance value, right? Okay, and one more thing you can easily calculate is, the formula is sigma square is nothing but mean square value, because in your competitive exam you will not get so much time to calculate this step by step, so you have to know some tricks that you can easily calculate the variance value. Okay, so this will be mean square value minus square of mean value, minus square of the mean value, right? So how can you prove that whether it is actually or not? We can easily prove that. So let's start the proof. So we have already calculated that E sigma square equal to, we have already come to know that this is E of x minus mu whole square, right? So this is nothing but a minus b whole square. So E of x square plus mu square minus 2x mu, right? Okay, so the of the each and individual term. We can take that. Okay, so you can split in such a way that e of x square plus e of mu square, and this is 2 is a constant, so minus 2 e of x into e of mu. Right? But please concentrate these two terms. E of mu square means this is nothing but mean square. This is nothing but mean value. E means expected value, and the expected value of mu. So it will be nothing but mu square, and E of mu will be nothing but mu. So this will be equal to E of x square plus mu square minus 2 of ex mu. Right? Okay. So here we are getting that okay, so this is e of x. E of x is nothing but the expected value of x, and this value we have already calculated that this is nothing but mu. This is denoted by mu, right? So mu into mu means mu square. So what's that? E of x square plus mu square minus 2 mu square. Okay, so e of x square minus mu square, right? So mu means e of x the whole square. Then we can write that e of x square minus e square of x. Okay, so it is nothing but mean square value minus square of the mean value. So this is the ultimate formula. You can easily calculate the variance of any random variable. Okay, so in your competitive exam, you must apply this kind of formula to calculate the value very much easily. Okay, now what is your standard deviation? Now standard deviation means you have already come to know what is the concept in your digital communication. I am just revising that part. And standard deviation is nothing but root of variance. And what is that? This is nothing but sigma square. So it is sigma. Okay, so you will apply this kind of knowledge in the analysis of your communication system related to your random variable, related to your noise, right? Okay, so in this way we can easily calculate the mean, standard deviation and the variance, right? Okay, so how can we define that in graphically? Suppose you have the distribution that is for x random variable, and here is your PDF, means probability density function, how the random variable is distributed, right? And I am taking two kind of graph. One is this, the range is more, and the other one is the range is low, right? So how can we calculate the mean value? Because mean value in both cases are same. So this is your mu. Mean means average value, right? Okay, so here we are taking the large number of variables for this PDF, and here we are taking its PDF1, and here we are taking its PDF2. So PDF1 is for those random variables that we are taking the large number of values, and here we are taking the small number of values, right? So if it is large number of values, the PDF will be more, right? And the variance will be more. And if we take the small number of values, then the variance will be low, right? So from this distribution graph we can easily calculate the variation also, and if we know the variance we can easily calculate the standard deviation. Standard deviation means the standardization from the how it is deviated from its actual value, and what the value we are getting, right? From its actual value to the value we are getting, that what is the deviation, what is the standard deviation, we can easily calculate from the concept of your variance, right? Okay, so I think till now no question, no doubt. Now the another parameter I will say that we have already calculated the mean, right? But what is mode and what is median, right? What is mode and what is median? So first I will discuss about your median, and then I will go to the mode, right? Okay, so you must have the knowledge of mean, median, and mode, and these are the important parameters for analyzing the random variable. So again, I am writing that another parameters that is also related to your mean, and the parameter is mean, mode, and median. This all about your statistical analysis, and this concept is used everywhere, not only in your communication subject, electronic subject, but also in your arts related subject, in your economics, in geography, everywhere the statistical analysis is helpful, very much helpful, right? Okay, so mean value we have already calculated, right? Okay, so let's take an example. A common example, there are some samples and there are some height, right? Okay, so I am taking the 7 samples, right? Samples taking as x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, x6, and x7, and the values I am taking, that is 168, 170, 150, 160, 182, 140, 175. I am just taking it randomly, nothing else, right? So what will be your mean value from such a problem? I am taking 7 samples, and each sample have some value, have some parameters. Maybe it's some height, maybe it's some amount of money, anything, any parameters of 7 samples are given. So how we can calculate the mean value? So mean value will be nothing but that we have already calculated, that is, and here the probability is not given but the value is given, right? So how we can do that? This is simple. I equal to 1 to n, I equal to 1 to n means n equal to 7 xi by n. So how we can do that? This is the total addition by 7, and nearly we are taking the value, getting the value of 63.5. Right? So we can take this average value, right? So the sample of distribution 63.5 will be the center value, right? And these, and center this value, all the values will be in the region. So how can we show that graphical value? How can we show that graphically? This is your distribution graph. This is your distribution graph, right? And you have already came to know the various distribution in your digital communication, that is Gaussian distribution, Rayleigh distribution, many more distributions are there, but preferably we will go for Gaussian distribution, because this is a simple distribution. These mathematical expression are very much simple, and it is nothing but the Gaussian distribution curve. And distribution is nothing but distribution of what? Distribution of some samples that we have already taken as an example, right? And it is also called a Bell graph, right? Okay, so in this distribution graph we see that the center region is more broader, more wider, right? So we will assume that most of the samples are distributed in this region. Okay, and what is the centered value? The centered value will be your 63.5 that we have already calculated, right? Okay, so this mean value is nothing but we can say that the measure of central tendency, right? Okay, so now we will come to the point, that is median. This is a very important part, median. And how we can calculate the median? Suppose in your example, I am taking a very simple example, not complex, not complex just like before. We are taking the example, that is, we have 5 samples, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so easily calculate what will be the mu value. Mu means 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 divided by 5, and this will be 15 by 5, that is equal to 3. So this is the mean value, right? Okay, suppose, please listen carefully. Suppose I will add an odd number to this distribution that is not similar to this distribution. Suppose I will add the number that is 50, right? So in this distribution, what will be the my mean value? Mean value means 15 plus 50, that means 65, and 65 divided by 5, so it will be become 13. Right, so mu after adding some number, this mu new is very much greater than, right? So this is very harmful to your statistical analysis, because if the mean value deviates, the statistical analysis will be not appropriate, right? So if we are adding some outlier to the distribution, right, so then we have to solve in such a way that mean value will be not changed. Mean value will be changed slightly. If it is changed, the changing value will be slightly different to its mean value. Okay, so how we can do that? How we can calculate then take the for even number. For even number, please take the central value. Central value means please take the value that is 3 plus 4 divided by 2. Right? So 3 plus 4 divided by 2 means 3.5. I am writing over here like 3 plus 4 divided by 2, that is 3.5. So even though I have added the value of 50 and as an outlier, there is slightly difference in the mean value. Right? So we can calculate for even number, that is the central number, that is 3 plus 4 divided by 5. Okay, so median can be calculated in such a way. If you can add a odd number to this distribution, take the central value, 2 central value and divided it by 2. Then we can get the mean value, that is 3.5. So it is no deviation, not so much deviations, right? And what is the mode? Mode is basically defines the maximum number of frequent numbers in the distribution. Suppose there is a number that is 1, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 3, 5, 3, right? So there the mode will be the 3. So mode is basically defines the maximum number of frequent numbers in the distribution, right? So if we have the distribution just like your 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 6, 3. So what is your mode value? Mode value means will be equal to 3, because 3 is the maximum number of frequent numbers in the distribution, frequently coming, right? Okay, so in this way we can easily calculate the concept of your mode, median, and obviously your mean value, right? Okay, so one more thing, that median is very important, because any odd number can be added to your normal distribution, right? So in that case you can easily calculate the mean value by adding the center to number divided by 2. But for odd numbers the formulas will be different, right? So for more knowledge, please go through some books of your communication, please go through some books of probability theory in your maths. Okay, so from there you can get the knowledge of very more, and please apply the knowledge in your communication system. And in my next lecture I will show you that how these concepts can be used in the analysis of your communication system, and obviously it will be your digital communication. So till then, please go through the parameters, please go through the concept that I have already shared, that is more frequently coming in your competitive exam. Okay, and I will discuss in my next lecture the application of these types of parameters, and we'll see that how these parameters are very helpful for calculating the noise analysis in your communication system. Okay, so thank you.